Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. You're in the kitchen with KK. So this is a pantry special day here. Um, it is Wednesday. I generally have time to myself on Wednesdays. It's a flex day. So win the morning, win the day. When you exercise in the morning, generally what it's going to do, or anything that you do that's healthy in the morning, it's going to last throughout the day. So I just went biking for about 2 hours and lovely day. And I want to help us to celebrate National Oatmeal Cookie Day. So my name is Kimberly Knox. I'm an integrative and functional health coach. I'm a healing chef. I utilize the science of food and how it heals the body. I get rid of the primary inflammatory ingredients and those ingredients that aggravate certain things like autoimmune related diseases. But I really want people to be inspired to eat again and know just how important food is. Food changes everything, but we still need our treats. So if you do start your day in a healthy way, you're going to be least apt to select a conventional cookie while you're going through Whole Foods or something, or at a store, or you're just listen. I used to make everything conventional with the cookies, especially like the butterscotchies, the Nestle brand. They always had the recipes on the back. So all of my cookies were made with butter and eggs and white flour. That was common. So when I learned to change, that's what I'm sharing with you. And these cookies are going to be amazing because hump day is a perfect day to get ready for the weekend. Maybe you have your grandchildren coming over, or maybe your children, or you want to share with them some healthy cookies for the end of the week or Friday. Or you can utilize this recipe to cook with them because it's super fun. A lot of snacking kind of items, healthy snack. This is almost like a granola cookie, okay? But and we're going to do it with a little bit of Vermont flair because we're going to be adding in maple syrup instead of raw coconut sugar. So let's get started. Oatmeal cookies, like I said. So it's, cookies are made differently when you're not using eggs, but it's the same similar thing. You're going to have some wet ingredients, you're going to have dry ingredients. The temperature is going to be similar. I have my food processor out because we're going to break down the nuts a little bit so they're not huge like granola. And so first of all, we're going to make some flax eggs. So the general recipe is a heaping tablespoon of ground, and I freshly grind my flaxseed, and I encourage you to in a coffee grinder. You can smell the lignans. Those are the antioxidants component of these beautiful seeds. And so this is a large tablespoon right here. So we're going to put 2 in. So 2 tablespoons to about 3 tablespoons of fresh filtered water. And that's just a little over a third of a cup. So let me grab my third of a cup. And I always keep my pitcher of filtered water here. So just a little bit more. And we've got what we need. So we're going to give this a little stir. We'll let this sit and get thick. So you see, we've already added beautiful flax seeds and great omega-3s are going to naturally thicken it up. So what are we adding in here? So I am going to use avocado oil. Now you could use applesauce. Applesauce is going to make it a little wetter. And since I'm using maple syrup, I'm going to go the opposite direction and use a pure, unrefined avocado oil. Just keeping it light here. So this is replacing the old butter that we would put into a recipe. And then, so you normally do the oil, the sugar, the vanilla, and the eggs. So now we're going to be adding in. Now, maple syrup is quite sweet, fantastic. It is a dream right from the center of the trees, the maple tree, and it is beautiful. And yes, mine is from Vermont. I have my mom that sent it to me for my birthday and for Christmas from our friends. And we'll just give this a little bit of a twirl here while that is sitting. I like it to be a lot of vanilla, so 2 teaspoons is going to be really nice in this. And Williams-Sonoma has really great measuring spoons that have, it's not just the typical 1/4, 1/2, one, and it's going to have some that are a little bit larger, like the 1.5 and the 2 teaspoons. So love those. And I also love these. The metal measuring cups are great because if you ever have to heat them, you can just throw them right onto the stove. I use them to measure out my plant-based burgers. These are fantastic, nice and sturdy, and they all fit together real great here. So we're mixing together these. Now, we are going to use some flour, not much, almond flour. So almond flour, again, very low glycemic. You're going to get your sugar from other things that we're putting in that are just wonderful. And so I'm putting it into this dish first because I want to use a fork to get out. Sometimes there's lumps, and I use an ultra fine almond flour. We are going to be putting in baking soda. We want them to rise up a little bit. So we're going to get a teaspoon in here. And I am going to add a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon to the mix. That just creates that leavening. A little bit more, so toss this around. Now, the other thing that we're going to add to this is some amazing spices. Now, this is where you can get creative in this recipe. Choices, all right? I've got a chai spice mix, and I know in my reels, if you check it out, there is a homemade chai spice latte. My chai spice of Vermont granola is in there, and it uses this. And so I have a mixture that's made: cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, cloves, nutmeg, allspice, pepper. These are similar spices, warming, amazing, the feel of fall that are common in your oatmeal cookies. Some people just choose to put cinnamon. That's fine. Some people want to put a little bit more, maybe nutmeg, a little cardamom is an interesting kind of citrusy, a little bit of ginger. So we could use about 2 teaspoons of this and have all the spice we need. And what I'm going to put in today, my go-to, of course, is Ceylon cinnamon. Get this brand Simply Organic when they go on sale, and just always stay stocked. Adding it to your 1 teaspoon. Adding it to your apple slices with fresh dates, beautiful. Adding it to the top of your lattes. Adding it to your your coffees. So I'm going to put in a little less of the other ones, a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, nutmeg, and cardamom. And that's going to be mine. So like I said, experiment, or just go straight with maybe a little nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. And then love the way nutmeg smells. Fresh nutmeg that you grate yourself. Unbelievable. And this is cardamom. So these will be fun. And these warming spices are going to give it character in the base. And then you're going to have flavor from the nuts and the other things we're putting in. So we're getting this a little turn here with the fork. Just to get those chunks that are often in your almond flour. So beautiful. Those are out of the way. This has set pretty nicely. That's why it's always good to have one of these little spatulas handy. So let's get this into the sugar and oil mixture. So if you've got your contents of your pantry in secure jars and labeled, makes this a piece of cake, and it's so easy to get them out, put them back, nothing's falling over. they're not going to drop something, get it all over the floor. So this is really perfect use of a well-organized pantry. It just makes you feel so much in control and at ease. Okay. So let's get the dry ingredients in here. That's a lovely base. I'm going to clean up just a little bit, get a few of the things out of the way. We'll come back, we'll get the lemon in here, and then we're going to put in the yummy ingredients that make these the most delicious, nutritious cookies, oatmeal. Okay, so I'm just squeezing some lemon here. So I have some fresh lemon to add in. We just need 1 teaspoon. I'll save the rest for some water. Beautiful. Or just add it to my smoothie here I'm drinking. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to add in the fun stuff. All right. We've got our rolls. These are sprouted rolled oats. They are certified glyphosate and gluten-free. Certified glyphosate. That's huge today. It can infiltrate so many things. That is why the bread industry is very dangerous for people's guts and other. Yeah, I did do a cup of this. So each one of these scoops, very easy. It's 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to add those because I'm not going to break these down. We're going to keep the oats full. I break them down when I make certain recipes. You've seen me, whether it's the 5 simple ingredients, clean vegan oatmeal muffins, or other things. I add oats to make my own oat flour, and you can do that in a blender or break them down. A blender breaks them down better, but you can break them down here too. So we are adding, let's get some nuts into the picture. 1/4 cup is about a handful, so I'm just going to put in a handful, and I'm not going to worry about it. And of that's almonds. Those are raw almonds. They are just very simple. Trader Joe's, actually has really good raw nuts. You can get Aurora brand has some really good raw nuts. So I want to break down those 2 plus pumpkin seeds. I don't want big seeds in the cookies, and it's going to be harder to grab those out. So let me get, where did I put it? I already washed it. I was cleaning up a little bit because it's just the way I roll. Okay. So these are sprouted. These are really great. The Go Raw sprouted seeds and nuts are really great to add. Seeds are great to add to your salads and to snack on. Really good source of added protein. Let's get these out of the way. So I'm going to break these down a little bit. That's enough. We just wanted to break them down so it's not big nuts in there, and that's perfect. So there's some of them are chunky and some are broken down a little bit more. So that's perfect. That's what we want in there. Okay, now for the yummy sweet stuff. But this is unsweetened raw coconut. It's a great mixture to put into certain recipes, whether you're making homemade macaroons. Okay, I love unsweetened. Unsweetened is key. Almost no store sells them. I buy them online. The unsweetened cranberries. So they're super sour sweet, which is awesome. I'm just going to use the rest of them. So you can use a little of both of those unsweetened ones or organic raisins. You want about 1/4 cup of each, or if you got a little bit more. So those pops of sweet. Kids love raisins because they're sweet. Those pops of sweet added in with your, and these are the bitter 100% raw cacao pasta chips, another handful, about a quarter cup. And that's it. All we're going to do is stir this up. I already have the parchment paper ready. And then we're going to bake them at 370, at 350, sorry. And beautiful. So we didn't need to add any salt to this, and I wouldn't. And that's because, well, the Go Raw pumpkin seeds are salted, so we're gonna have a little sea salt on there. Great mix. So let's get these onto the pan. I love this all clad cookie sheet. Cooks like a dream. And then you can just slide the paper right off. You don't even have to use a spatula when you're cooling them on racks or on your top. So this is a tablespoon. It works out really well to measure out cookies. So now we're gonna get like a little let's just get a bunch on. We'll just do 6 for time's sakes. You get the picture. Right. Super fun. So I'm going to get those into the oven and we will be back. They're about 15 minutes. We want to leave them in there. Okay. How fun, right? This is going to be great. It's going to go really yummy with something warm to drink. Okay, now the fun begins. We want to cook them for 15 minutes or at least until they're a little crunchy on the outside. They're going to be nice. And you see how nice that came off the pan? These pans are so worth it. They're nice and moist on the inside. You're going to have each bite is going to be something unique, whether it's crunchy or a little chocolate or a little raisin. These are just fantastic. These have cooled a little bit here. So we'll put them on the plate. But look how wonderful these are. These are cookies you can eat for breakfast, the perfect healthier snack, right? On the go. So happy National Oatmeal Cookie Day, inspired by fully gluten-free, fully dairy-free, and no eggs even. So if your children are eating some of the batter, you don't have to worry about, the potential with raw eggs. And just simple, delicious, and allows you to tap into your beautifully organized pantry, or perhaps it's going to inspire you to get more jars and label stuff and get rid of bags. But look how gorgeous. So really enjoy this. And thanks for tuning in with me today on King KK's Big Kitchen. If you love what I do and share, just give me a thumbs up. I love that. Share the videos with anyone you think will enjoy this, because we all need healthier treats.